man. So on this edition, either it's gonna be on the knowledge box or higher knowledge. Probably on the knowledge box, mainly because I ain't do a podcast on that one since my dog Eddie. Shouts out to King Eddie, but today, man, I'm gonna be talking about really being a father. I got a little girl and a little boy. My little girl is older than my little boy, and in particular, not just about being a father. In particular, fatherhood and the fears that come with it. So, show that sleeve. So basically, I always knew, even since I was younger, literally since I was a kid, I always knew that I wanted kids. I didn't have a large family. My mama always emphasized, and my grandmothers will always emphasize, it's just us. So what she meant by that was, it was my grandmother, my uncle, my mother, and my younger brothers. Like, I had cousins who were, who was close family, but for the most part, it wasn't that large. And we didn't have many people to count on when shit hit the fan. If we needed something, like simple things. So I was always slightly envious when I know when I was a kid, for sure, I was really envious. When people go by their cousin house, their friend house, their auntie house, they, not so much their friend house, but their family house, an extended family. I used to really, really wish I could, ever had a older brother to play with, or older sister to play with, growing up. So, but I got out there when my brothers were more. And even with them, I'm like, man, I'm going to end up being a dad one day because I want a family. I have this protector thing in my head, where I want to protect people. I want to, like, just a old school. I ain't gonna say like old traditional, because some ways it's fucked up, but just the old school man where I take pride in protecting, being able to provide, being the person you can rely on, right? So when I had my little girl, all that stuff was already there. Like, I knew that was gonna pop off, but the two things I really was scared of: her being assaulted by another male in any form at any point in her life, and her having self-esteem. Those are two things that were like, that if I had to pick and choose, those are the two things that I really wanted her to have. Because just from personal experience, from looking at other people, from watching other people's lives, from hearing psychologists talk of all races, all kind of things, especially when it comes to these little girls. Well, kids in general, but mainly these little girls, man, because it hits them harder. That self-esteem is a bitch. That self-esteem can lead little girls down the path that nobody could do nothing about except for time. And I know me, I don't want to have my daughter get life at 30. Then I feel like I failed. You feel what I'm saying? Like, she needs to understand how she goes about herself, other people, the world, the life, society. She's just at 6. So now I'm like, okay, bet. Now I gotta explain racism to her. I gotta explain Black History Month to her. I gotta explain why Black History Month isn't just a month. Like, you should be able to learn about it all the time, like the purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like the deeper meaning of shit. Cause like I said, people that know me, people that fuck with me for the future, the people out there that's gonna fuck with me in the future, everything I do is like on a deeper level. I like to think on a deeper level, because thinking basic is boring to me at this point in time. It's been boring, but it's boring as fuck. So it's like, I need to be able to explain to my daughter the purpose of these things, so that way she can thoroughly understand and not be brainwashed into being, a sheep, or taking things the wrong way, whatever the case. I don't know how long I'm gonna be here, so I need to make sure that she knows off the rip That if somebody thinks that she's ugly, that's their personal opinion of her. That isn't the opinion of the world. And that literally, I'm not a motivational speaker, so this video isn't for motivate. I'm an asshole, but I speak true shit and I make sure that everybody's taken care of in my vicinity. I need her to understand at a young as age as possible that it don't matter if somebody think you ugly, because most people gonna still end up wanting to be your friend and wanting to fuck with you anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need her to get that her as an entire being isn't just centered around the way she looks, even though that's what everything about reality tells her. Unfortunately, she needs to know that she can get whatever she needs done accomplished without having a body all out, without having to expose, without having to do certain things. I need her to understand. I need her to understand that even if 5 guys think she's ugly, she needs to understand that there's a billion fucking dudes out there, and this 5 doesn't represent the entirety of the planet. And at the end of the day, those 5 could be lying. You know what I'm saying? I need her to understand that people call people mean things just to fuck with them. Trolls. You see it on PlayStation. You see it on Xbox. You see it on YouTube. Some people, they just want to fuck with you just because fuck with people's fun. It's mean, but it's fun. It's entertaining. You know, I need her to get that early, because it's going to be the small things that fuck with her. It's not going to be a broken leg or a fucking bullet wound. It's going to be them self-esteem issues. It's going to be that I don't see myself as pretty, so I'm going to cover myself up with so much shit all the time till my actual skin isn't healthy. My actual skin looks bad, so now I actually look a certain way that I feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, you cover yourself up so much to the point that your skin doesn't get the light it needs. Your skin doesn't get the nutrients. It's constantly bombarded with poisons, and now your skin is actually fucking ugly. That's the male equivalent of, you want to be so strong till you injure yourself and now you can't work out at all, and now you can atrophy in your muscles. I don't need her with that concept. I want her to be able to say, not just say it, but fully understand it, fully realize it as a truth. How some people view religions, how some people view how the government can't do no wrong, how some people view, you know, their mom or their dad are always right. I need her to view the statement, I'm beautiful and I know it. I need her to view the statement that my hair isn't just nappy, it's just coarse or different from other people's hair. I need her to be able to understand that. I want her to be able to say, hey, anybody that says my hair is nappy, either they're joking, playing around, or they're actually not that bright, because nappy, if you want to just say that nappy means more coarse than cool, why would you be saying it as an insult? I need her to be able to be intelligent enough to actually know what the fuck is going on. I don't like using the word woke. I hate using the word conscious, because once it gets popularized in America, it loses all its integrity. You know what I'm saying? Once it become profitable, you got rappers talking about how being woke, you got woke t-shirts, like now it's just a fashion fucking trend, so it don't really mean what it, for the most part, for most actions. But I want my daughter to be woke enough, not just be able to see what's going on, but to actually understand what's going on and why. If she hears a rumor about her boyfriend in high school, I need her to be able to understand that, hey, they could have a lot of bitches, because in high school, if you trying to lie on another high school girl to get her broken with their boyfriend, you're a little bitch. Like, that's a bitch move. So fuck it. If I need her to understand that, okay, even though boys do lie, even though boys are children just like I am, just like my dad was, my mom was, even though it's possible that he could be lying to me, trying to play me, I'm not going to just jump on his case, lose his mind, go on social media like most other high school kids would, and look stupid, whether he is lying or not. Because I need to be able to understand and realize that these 5 girls could be led by 1 or 2 hating ass bitches who don't like her. You see what I'm saying? She needs to be able to understand that that's a reality that can happen. You know, I know it'd be difficult. I'm not, that's what I really want, but I understand if it doesn't happen, because even some adult wouldn't even understand that, but that's the difference in being an animal and being a human. We need to continue evolving to be able to control our natural instincts of She's lying on me. Ah. You know, I don't want my daughter being that female. That anytime she hears something and it's not favorable to her, she loses her mind. You know, I don't hear like that because a lot of those thoughts are based off of insecurities. If you secure with yourself and you secure and you know you're attractive, you know you're healthy, you know you're a good man or woman, you know all this kind of shit, and somebody said, oh man, your person's cheating, the response would be, damn, they losing something as well. That's how I feel. And I consider myself not the most attractive man. Like I call myself ugly, you know, joking. But I wouldn't put pretty nowhere near my face. And that's how I personally feel. I don't consider myself a pretty face person. But at any given time in my life, if I felt my spouse was doing something sketchy, you know, right alongside, oh no, my heart could be broken, I could be losing this. Alongside of it is, damn, she losing something too, because I know I have value within myself. So I don't lose my mind. It's something like, damn, they losing too, so I kind of feel bad for them for fucking up and losing a good dude. You see how that can translate? So I need my daughter to have that, but going through childhood like we all do, I understand the difficulties of it. That's why it's a true fear. I can't fight insecurities. I can't beat the fuck out of insecurities. I can't kill insecurities. I can't go to jail threatening insecurities. Like it's just something that naturally happens. And the other fear that I have is the natural fear, of course, her being taken advantage of, but that's just the top fear, only because people are evil and vindictive, and I can't, of course, control everything. But the one main reason I'm not as just overwhelmingly stressed about it as I used to be, you know, when I was younger, I was like, man, you can't. I look at it like this: you can't stop the rain, so you get an umbrella. You invent umbrellas. You invent raincoats. You invent waterproof items. You can't stop the heat, right? So you wear lighter clothing. Your body learns to adapt and things like that. You know, hair changes, blah 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 blah. All these scientific things. And you learn to build in the shade. You learn when the sun comes out to avoid the sun because you know if you stay in it all day, you'll burn it. You'll hurt. You can't stop earthquakes, so we learn to deal with it. We make buildings that have springs at the bottom, so that way the buildings don't topple over. All kind of dope things as human beings we make to keep ourselves from inevitable things, right? From natural disasters. Well, I consider heinous people, pieces of shit, horrible people, those are natural disasters as well. We just don't want to admit it because we're human. We don't want to admit that even us as humans, even the nicest grandmother, the sweetest little child, can be a vicious animal. We don't want to accept it about ourselves. I accepted that about myself a long time ago, but it became finite when I became a father. Like when I saw my daughter, I'm like, oh yeah, I can see myself doing vicious things to multiple people if those people tried to hurt my child. So I accepted the animal in me off the rip. So that's why it's not hard, or it's, you know, it's not hard for me to see how certain things could happen. That's what a lot of men and women need to accept about themselves too. This ain't about fatherhood. This ain't about parenting. But it's a little side note. Humans, you're mammals. We're in the animal kingdom. We're evolved animals. That means we still can be vicious. We still have fight or flight responses. You need to accept that you yourself and others around you can do vicious things, and when you accept that, you'll be able to think not on that level, but you know how they say in the crime videos, you know, you want to catch a criminal, you got to think like a criminal. If you can think like an animal, if you could think like a beast in these flight or fight responses, you'll be able to understand why a lot of shit happens. Not that it's right or wrong, but you'll be able to understand why shit happens. As a father, when you accept what sex is, when you accept that it's a natural thing, you accept that your daughter's going to have it. But if your whole life you try to be like, oh, my daughter ain't gonna have sex, you're rejecting something that's a reality, so it's gonna be harder for you to deal with it. Like our therapists tell you, accept things about yourself. If you want to lose weight, you won't lose weight if you never accept the fact that you're fat, because you're probably not going to change your eating habits. If you don't accept that there's something wrong with your eating habits. I'm going back to the point. You can't stop natural disasters like tsunamis, waves, earthquakes, and pieces of trash, violent, heinous people who will take advantage of the weak physically. You can't stop pieces of shit men. You won't be able to stop manipulative, evil pieces of shit women. You can't stop evil. So what do you have to do? Best prepare for it. When I accepted that fact, I'm like, okay, you know what? I can't stop rapists from being born. I can't stop insecure ass bitch ass fucking dudes who beat on women because they some hoes. I can't stop them from being born. I can't stop hurt men. You know what I'm saying? Men who have been hurt by women and now they don't have the, I'm not gonna say mental capacity, since they didn't have a father, they didn't have a male role model, they don't have the ability to control their emotions or at least know how to get them out in a positive or non-violent way. They didn't have those options, so now they just fuck boys as well. I know those guys are out there. I know I can't stop those guys from being born or being hurt, but what I can do is make sure my daughter is well equipped. So I'm pretty sure people know where I'm going with this, but it's gonna take a little bit of a left turn, and it shouldn't be a left turn, but I've been talking about this for years, and for most people it's left turn, but I guess you can call me kind of radical with it. I'm going to force my daughter to learn martial arts. Like, it's going to be like martial arts, not just my daughter being a scrapper. That's going to be included because her dad's a scrapper, her mom's a scrapper. Shouts out to her. But my daughter's going to learn martial arts, and a valid martial arts. She's not going to learn the ancient form of ninjutsu. It's cool to learn if she wants to learn later on, but she's going to learn Muay Thai, wrestling, boxing. I'm not forcing her to learn capoeira. It could be black, all that shit. I don't give a fuck. That's not realistic when it comes to somebody trying to take your body. You know what I'm saying? Boxing, elbows, grapples, pressure points, headbutts, knowing how to actually break down a human body, that's going to stop a man from taking a woman's innocence. Being able to knock a heinous piece of man unfucking conscious. Because what I can do is tell you this. You've heard stories of guys taking advantage of women in all shape, form, or fashion, even after being hit with a stun gun, right? We've heard those horrible fucking stories. We've heard stories of guys taking advantage of women even after being stabbed. Guys taking advantage of women when there's blood, there's blood around and all these shit. Like, we've heard these fucked up stories. He was shot, but he still took advantage of her. Because these sick, evil pieces of trash, these fucking disgusting animals, their adrenaline was pumping so high that the bullet wound didn't stop them. You know what I'm saying? Of course, shotgun don't stop somebody. You shoot them in the fucking head. They're not zombies walking around. But you see my point, unless you're trying to negate it, which is why you're trying to negate the point of protecting women. But they got men out there like that, was I'm realizing now, like, what? But you don't want to snore in the video. A little bit. You know what? Nah, man, I'm in the video. Don't rush me, woman. Talking about some real shit. That's why she stick around and become a real ass fucking man. I'm worried about protecting the women out here. I'm worried about protecting the young ladies and the young men. Anybody who needs protecting, I'm concerned about you, real shit. That's why my nickname is Huggy. I'm a kind soul, but I will fuck you up. Back to my point. But sort of wrap it up because I'm getting to the 20-minute mark. The point is, I can force my daughter to learn martial arts because you've never heard of a guy raping a woman while he was knocked the fuck out. You've never heard of a dead guy raping a woman. You've never heard of a guy who had both his arms broken raping a woman. You've never heard of, and not just the rape, any kind of assault, any kind of extreme disrespect. I mean, pushing, taunting, laughing, and like any kind. I'm a person who is, people can say what they want, and you just can't hit them because they say what they want. So I'm an avid fan of that. But once you start avidly disrespecting somebody, getting all close to them, I feel like after a while you should be able to drop their fucking ass. You know what I'm saying? Somebody calling you fat, okay, cool, you shouldn't be able to hit them. But if they've been calling you fat for the last fucking 2 minutes straight, they roast you in front of people, and they laughing at you, taunting you. I don't give a fuck if you 35, 25, 45, 55. They keep calling you fat, turn around politely, If you continue, I will assault you, and it'll take some time for you to wake up. All right, whatever, fat ass. Boom. Right in they fucking right there. Women should be able to punch women in their fucking mouth for disrespecting about their man and their kid. Bam, drop them in their shit. That's how I feel. Cause a lot of people out here in this world are cowards and they bitches and they hoes and they scared. And they're weak. And if they knew people was able to fight back and drop their fucking ass, you wouldn't have so much bullying going on. You wouldn't have so much violence. I'm an avid fan of, if everybody had a big stick, you wouldn't have so many people bullying. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. If everybody had a weapon, you wouldn't have so many people out here just shooting each other, because people prey upon the weak and the non-prepared or the unprepared. But see me digressing again. I need to learn how to keep my shit split up, but I'm doing better. You never heard of a guy raping a woman, being knocked the fuck out, being unconscious, with his jaw fucking split, his head leak. You never heard this. You won't find me a story of somebody knocked out or beat the fuck up unconscious or having their hands and fingers broken and shit, being able to continue assaulting a woman. You won't find a story like that unless he's on some kind of fucking drug, and that's a different case. So what I'm saying is, I can give my daughter a gun. She has to get to the gun. The assailant can take the gun from her. Now he's even more stronger than her. I can give my daughter a taser. The taser has to be charged. The gun has to have bullets. All this kind of good shit. The one thing I don't have to give her is what the Lord gave her. And I'm not the most religious person in the world. So whoever you believe in, Buddha, the universe, Yahweh, whoever you believe created people, created this, they gave her these motherfuckers right here. And I don't feel like putting him in a screen, but he or she gave him 2 feet, knees, and elbows. My daughter's gonna learn boxing, Muay Thai, martial arts, the whole rip. Cause what I can tell you is this: as a 6'1", 280-pound dude, I've seen small women just swing hands on a big motherfucker, and the fact that she's actually able to swing hands on him, he steps back. So imagine that in a situation where a man's trying to take advantage of a woman, and she turn around, and instead of screaming, panicking, running, looking for help, she step back and squares the fuck up. Let's just imagine that for a split second. You trying to rob a woman, you trying to take advantage of a woman, you trying to run up on her, do whatever you trying to do to her, as a piece of shit man, and she turn around and square the fuck up. And I don't mean no stupid ass ignorant hood shit. I mean they square and put up a stance. You feel me? They fucking dancing back and forth, looking like Floyd, and they like, oh, you want it? Come get it. I guarantee you. We could run it with the psychologist. I've already got my research. We could run this. But people are taught to be weak and scared. Not my daughter. Society can be a big group of bitches. And by bitches, I mean soft ass pussy people. My daughter is going to avidly, defending yourself with these hands right here first is going to avidly be taught in my household. I'm going to teach my daughter, if you see a guy fighting, he's not just a ruffian or whatever. I love that word. He's not a ruffian. He's not ignorant because he'd rather fight and handle his business. What a lot of people don't understand, men, young boys as well, but for the most part, men, not immature little scary ass little boys, not little hoe ass niggas, not a little bitch ass, none of them fucking pussy ass Trump supporters, none of them. Real men, we ain't got time to be fucking hiding our feelings from people all the time. If I don't like you, I want you to know so you can stay away from me. I don't like you because I want to solve. I want to fight you now so I can get these emotions off. I don't want to harbor my emotions for years on end. I can't sit there and pretend to be your friend. Like women can do that shit. I can't chit chat in your face. I'm a real man. I don't want to waste that energy on you. You feel what I'm saying? So that energy exchange, that power dynamic applies to motherfuckers trying to take advantage of you as well. My daughter gonna have hands. And if they got dudes out there that say they want a tough female, you really a bitch. Now you can have a preference. You don't want to deal with a woman that don't mind getting a little rough, and that's perfectly honest. Because sometimes I don't like dealing with a woman that wants to fight all the time. My daughter's gonna be able to take care of herself extremely well with these motherfuckers. So if I get a call from my school, from the school my daughter goes to, and they say, hey, Mr. Clean, you have to come get your daughter because she had a fight. My question is going to be, who started it and who won?